always said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to Louisville, Kentucky, L&N Stadium, home of the Cardinals. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Louisville Cardinals. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Cardinals will put it away to start the game. And he's not going to take the touchback. Stopped at the 26, brought it out in the end zone, picked up an extra yard. They'll give it to the back. And that's the way they'll start, and they hope it gets better. No gain.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Dropping back, it's Underwood. It's complete to the right. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, get in that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Wants to throw on 1st down. Looking to the big tight end. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. He'll try to take it back. And a super return as he takes it all the way down to the 24-yard line.
Man, that's not the attempt you wanted to start the game. First pass of the game, interception. Man, just this is where you go over the sidelines. You have a good talk with your coach. You settle down. It's not the end of the world. It's one pass, but that is not the start he had in mind today.
They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Looking for the end zone. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Rutgers! The offense did exactly what it needed to do, getting the ball in field position like that.
It's that killer mentality. You step on their throat, you keep your foot down. When you get opportunities like that, they are golden chances to put touchdowns on the board. The offense took care of business.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Hey, fellas, here's a final update on a clash between top 15 teams. Georgia Tech is going to get out of Dodge with a win. It's a shave that might have been a little closer than Yellow Jackets fans wanted, but a road victory feels great no matter what the final score is. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. To the air on first down. Here's the pressure. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Well, quarterback went down behind center pretty quick that time, and it makes you wonder as a play caller, against this pass rush, do you start thinking about maybe rolling your quarterback out and changing the launch play?
He's going to run it. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And this defense picking up right where it left off. Last week put a great game together, really shut down an opponent. Now you can tell, man, they're going to make you earn everything you get. And this offense is going to have to find a way to find some holes because we haven't seen them the last couple weeks.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. The Cardinals will line up to punt it away. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. He did a great job finding some running room on that return and was able to set up the offense with good field position. Great place to start for this offense. Wide receiver going in motion. Little touch pass to the receiver. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
You got to fight fire with fire. You got to fight speed with speed. There's a receiver with the ball out in the open field trying to get the corner, but a cornerback with the same type of speed and athleticism able to make the tackle. Nice job.
Oh, better look out. There he goes. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Rutgers.
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
Oh, they blocked the extra point. He picks it up. That's a live ball. That's a live ball. He can take it back for two. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Coming out with it, it's Smith. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Looking to fire. Quarterback now breaking the field. Snagged in the middle. It's Gibson. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
On the move, it's Hawkins. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knocked that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to go up top. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Nice run there, picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
Quarterbacks have a hard job. They got to drop back and try to see the whole field and then see the rush coming to him. But you could tell he did a really good job scrambling outside the pocket, improvising, making a play with his feet, and then getting the first down.
Looking to throw on first down. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we've got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. We've come to the break, and Rutgers is holding the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Now on 3rd and 10, if they can move the chains here, maybe they can get this drive started. On the move. Running into the open space. Shakes off the defender. The Scarlet Knights will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to...
Oh, he's got some space. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals! You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Knocked down right at the 25, and I guess he breaks even, bringing it out of the end zone. And the Rutgers offense heads back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. The give to the running back from the shotgun. end in motion, see how the D reacts. Might as well stick with him. He was looking for some place to put his foot in the ground, but the defense was everywhere, and he's knocked down behind the line.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
Dropping back, it's Underwood. Grab near the marker, it's Strong. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. Solid pickup of 4 on first down and 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Makes the grab. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing first downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing first downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Caught behind the line. It's ball. Turning it on. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down.
And there you go. You see, you don't have to throw bombs to get big plays in the passing game. Just screen it to your running back. As soon as he catches it, he gets upfield. And how about the downfield blocking by these linemen and the wide receivers as they rip off that explosive play?
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. To the air, it's Underwood. Unloads to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense.
Well, it wasn't a great start for this quarterback, but on this drive, he seems to be turning the corner. He just looks like he's playing in a different rhythm. He's seeing the field better. It's almost as if the game is starting to slow down for him. I think on that last completion, it was a good example of that.
And he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And you know exactly what time it is when you get down here in the red zone. You got to be able to run the football, but when you got a back like this who punches the ball in the end zone consistently almost every single game, you are going to feed that animal the rock.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And this one ought to be nice and easy, a 22-yard attempt. Just drives it between the uprights. That'll make it a 2-score game at 16-7.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. On the run from inside his own 5. He's able to work his way on the return up to the 23 before he steps out of bounds. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Got enough for the first down. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Wants to go up top on first down. He's going to fire deep. Makes the grab right down the middle. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. And it's no good. He missed it. After the missed field goal, it is still a 9-point game. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Scarlet Knights will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the returner will be dragged down. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Those 2 first-half turnovers really damaging, and the primary reason they find themselves trailing to start the third quarter.
And this is an offense that prides themselves on taking care of the football and then having explosive plays. You know they're playing angry right now. They're mad. They know they're the reason why they're down in this game, so I expect them to come out here, lighten it up here for the first drive of the second.
Yeah, and this defense playing fast, playing physical, forcing things into action, forcing those turnovers. They've played really well in this first half.
They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. He might want another play. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw on first down. Might be looking to run. He'll get rid of it. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. You felt as if there might be a huge play coming when he got out and got loose to the left. Heaved it downfield, but couldn't quite make a connection.
And your brain has to switch immediately when you're playing defense and that QB gets outside the pocket. I got to understand my scramble rules. I got to understand now I start running towards where him at. The other side of the field, I got to start getting to the middle of the field, understanding what the receivers are doing. Nice job by the defense being able to react to the quarterback once he got outside the pocket.
And the Cardinals in the hurry-up.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Makes the catch. It's Skinner. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Cardinals have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Using the quick game. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. And the Cardinals started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Looking for space. It's Hawkins. Fouls through the defense. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. We got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
Can the D deny them on second and goal? The inside handoff. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cardinals.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes. Continue to feed this man the ball.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Rutgers has it back. They'll send the offense back onto the field. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 1 to the 22.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Now he's going to break the pocket. Find space on the right. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the...
Breaks into the open. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 at the 38, and these guys are on the move.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Scarlet Knights come to the line in the hurry-up. Corner's going to give them room. Now adjusting. Bought a little time. Lets it go. Makes the catch. Tripped up for the tackle. Line is set on 3rd down. Defense looks like they're about to bring the house. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in. On 4th down, trying to find his man. He's got his man. Corralled and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. Looking for the score. He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Scarlet Knights.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get him. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Nice grab to get that squib kick inside the 10. And the returner will be brought down.
Whew, that's a breathing a sigh of relief for sure. Kick returner tries to take it out, puts it on the ground, but how about the offense getting back on it, turning what could have been a really bad play into, thank goodness I got the ball.
Tried to get him a little breathing room, and they're still suffocating in their own end.
And This offense doesn't have much space to go backwards anymore. Right? They've given that up, man. You got to be physical. You got to find a way to get this ball out of the area of your own end zone. You don't want to flirt with the safety, and that means being physical and getting it back downhill, not going backwards.
Strong run there to pick up 4 and get it out to the 7. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The Cardinals will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
Man, defensively, this is beautiful. You want to be aggressive. You got to continue to get stops. You got the lead. Now you give the ball back to your offense again with a chance to salt this away here in the second half.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. They'll run it from the gun. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
Well, we're not quite in the 4th quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Wants to throw. It's Underwood. Touchdown, Scarlet Knights! And they take it in for 6 more points. They want to finish the season strong, and man, are they doing that here in this Week 11 performance. They want to see if they can score the deuce.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
Guys, it is Rutgers on top here at the end of the quarter. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. And it looks as if we are ready to get things started here in the 4th quarter. The kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for a 4th down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute, put some points on the board.
And the Cardinals are facing 3rd and inches. He wants to change this route. Caught In the backfield, it's Hawkins. He couldn't find anywhere to go, and now it's fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes, bring the speed on the field, and get ready to play the pass.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Hey, down in the fourth quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do, and they're going to trust him. And he's going to have to continue to deliver like this, making plays down the field, protecting the football, but we know he has the ability.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. The Cardinals come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll send the back in motion. Gonna look downfield again. He lobs one high down the left side. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and leading the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
They want that clock to run. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the stakes. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the run. Across the 45. There he goes to the right. He's at the 10. Touchdown, State University of New Jersey. And the pummeling has started. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did on the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Makes the grab almost to the first down marker, but a good pickup on that one. Makes the grab. It's Gibson. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
Oh, you know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring fourth down right in the face.
They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. This offense has it with really good field position. To the air, it's Underwood. Pocket breaking down. Got him downfield. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. He just keeps piling up numbers with completion after completion in this standout performance.
And I think some people might say late in the game.
And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
PAT unit on the field. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. Texas Tech is currently trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Patrick Mahomes, and they are right back in this. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Nebraska. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Louisville has it back in the offense, coming out ready to attack. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
And the Cardinals with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. Catch in the middle, it's Hawkins. Wrestled down at the 32 after a pickup of 5. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Wants to throw on first down. He wants a big play here late. He's got it inside the 25. He just brought some serious energy making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. The Cardinals will line it up on 1st and 10. To the air on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Out of the gun, the give to the back. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. And the Cardinals are in the hurry up. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Making side adjustments here. Motion from the back. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Into the end zone. And he crosses the goal line and gets the touchdown, but way too little, way too late. But they still do count it for 6.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he's going to bring this one out. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Fires into traffic, intercepted. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown. And there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week, for the rest of this season, so we don't let one bad game turn into two.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent and forget this day ever happened.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Off the play fake. That's caught. It's Hawkins. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Clock is still running, and they have to get everybody lined up. Off the play fake on first down. Complete downfield. Touchdown, Louisville! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Forget about those tight ends, right? They come up and they block most of the time, and a lot of time near the line of scrimmage, and then occasionally offenses do a great job, get creative, find a way to get a good matchup for the tight end, and he does the rest and gets in for 6.
He's got it, so they convert the 2 and keep just a flicker of hope alive, down 2 possessions. Time is against them, still down by 2 scores, but they'll line up for the onside kick. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
From the gun, he leads it with the back. Steaming into the backfield to make the stop, and he'll lose 4. Defense will use a timeout. 22 seconds remaining in the game. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And they're just about out of chances. The defense can stop it one more time as the quarterback takes a knee. They get the W, and with that being win number 6, looks as if they're going bowling, guys.
And that's a good moment for this squad, right? Like, you start every season, you have big goals, and it usually starts with your conference championship and winning a national championship, maybe going to the playoffs. Everybody has different goals, but getting to a bowl is always sweet, and this team's eligible now.
I know the coaches